when you look at the cake, instead of thinking fatty, sweet, delicious, your thoughts are it's fatty, sweet, harmful. Now I come up to the main question, how to win the war on obesity. Let's talk about it. In previous videos I've talked a lot about obesity and overweight, how to tell if you are obese, what are the risks and causes of obesity, why do we overeat. After more than 10 years working as a pediatrician and 5 years as an ultrasound diagnostician, I realized that obesity is not only a disease of internal organs, but also a type of thinking, a set of habits, as well as an attitude toward thyself and the world around us. At each my medical appointments, I see obese patients not only from the outside, but also from the inside, thanks to ultrasound. I see how their organs are affected. The liver enlarges and becomes like a goose paid. The pancreas loses its structure and couldn't perform its functions. The vessels lose their elasticity. Plaques form on the vessels' walls. Fat is deposited around the heart, and with the increase in the thickness of epicardial fat, the heart becomes chained in a fatty carapace. This carapace interferes with the normal functioning of the heart and leads to damage to the coronary arteries, heart arrhythmias, as well as thickening of the heart muscle, which is called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Adipose tissue is an actively secreting endocrine organ. This tissue is able to secrete many factors that could cause the development of metabolic syndrome, diabetes mellitus, decreased immunity, and increased inflammatory processes in the body. If you want to learn more about the risks of obesity, check out my previous videos carefully and watch these and next episodes till the very end. I will give lots of explanations and tips on how to lose weight. So why don't diets work? Unfortunately, I have to upset the lovers of quick decisions right away. There is no universal solution fits all people around the world for losing weight. But there are approaches to changing lifestyle and thinking patterns that lead to overeating. New diets are constantly being developed and sold. The number of nutritionists is growing day to day. New weight loss marathons are regularly held. However, the rate of overweight and obese people continues to grow from year to year. Many diets are very strict, for example, protein diet or grapefruit diet. People are allowed to eat either low-calorie foods or very small amounts of monotonous foods. A person trying to lose weight often feels hungry, and the issue is any diet that makes us feel hungry is doomed to fail. In addition, many diets make us feel deprived and only show us that we couldn't control ourselves. All these moments lead to even more overeating. The nature of the problem, our focus on food as a reward, suggests the solution. Dr. David Kessler calls the food addiction recovery program food rehab. Before we move on to the practical advices based on food rehab, I urge you, please stay positive. It will be hard at the beginning of your journey to a healthier weight. Soon, as the new lifestyle becomes a habit, it will be easier and easier for you to maintain the new behavior. You have to realize losing excess weight is necessary not only for your overall health, but also for the implementation of your plans, ideas, projects. Find your motivation. Switch your focus from eating to doing what you love to do, what inspires you. Try to stop the food soundtrack in your head. Don't behave around food. There are so many interesting things in the world. According to David Kessler, if you follow the tenets of habit reversal, you will be able to control your eating behavior. Let's walk through all 5 steps. Awareness is the first step. You have to figure out the situations that leads you to eat, that leads you to start the chain of behaviors. Make a list of foods and situations that you cannot control. Try to remember the moments when you overeat. How did you feel at that time? What triggered overeating? The second component of habit reversal is engaging in competing behaviors. Rather than coming home at night and going straight to the fridge, Change your routine and don't even enter the kitchen. Drive a different road to work in order to avoid the fast food corridor that tempts you. Make a list and ask a family member to go to the grocery store so you don't risk off-limits purchases. The third element of habit reversal is formulating thoughts that compete with and serve to quit the old ones. Talk to yourself. Ask questions. Am I really want to eat that cake? Or is it just a bad habit? Learn to think not only of the pleasure of a sugar cookie, but also of its direct contribution to weight gain. The fourth component of habit reversal is support. None of these changes is easy to make, and having someone around who can help you recognize and avoid cures makes the whole process much easier. Ultimately, supportive family, friends, colleagues, and health professionals can make a big difference. And what's most important, they acknowledge your success. The last step of habit reversal is emotional learning. We can reverse a habit if we learn to view the desire of sugar, fat, and salt in a negative light. We can change our attitude towards unhealthy food and thus greatly improve our emotional state. Let me explain. Everybody knows that chocolate cake is high in calories and should be avoided if you are on a diet. The idea is that when you look at the cake, instead of thinking fatty, sweet, delicious, your thoughts are it's fatty, sweet, harmful. As a friend of mine says, the cake tastes like fat on the posterior area. Instead of eating in a stressful situation, you could ask yourself question: will food really help me deal with this feeling? In most cases, the answer will be no. In the next video, we will continue our fight against obesity. Take care of your body and mind. Bye.